Hey, June is here, and I have a couple of things that I wanted to show you. So, welcome back to Of Land and Leaf. My name is Andrea, and I garden in a community garden about 15 minutes away from my home. I am really trying to shift my relationship with food through gardening. And so, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been working hard in my garden. I just did an end of May garden tour. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. But I wanted to show you some of the things that I've done just in the last couple of days in the garden. My rescue tomato, remember this is the one that was being thrown away. Look how big she's gotten just in a couple of weeks. I staked her and caged her just to try to control the growth, and I have been pruning just a little bit. I don't like to prune my tomatoes too much. I know people tell you that you should, but I think it opens it up to disease and things. So did a little bit of pruning. Look how big she's gotten. Here is my baby, my pride and joy. And she's my pride and joy because she was a tomato that I found in a regular grocery store. It wasn't organic or anything like that. And I cut it open and planted the seeds in a pot and left them in my office. Like, I didn't have any special grow setup. There was a selfie light that I used. And I got like 10 sprouts. All of them died except this one. And look at her. All I needed was one. And she is getting huge. I'm learning that I might have planted this black zucchini a little close. A little too close because look at the way it's growing. And it's shading out my peas that I wanted to grow up this trellis. Also, something's munching on them a little bit. So I'm going to probably stake them. I need to do a little bit of research to figure out how to do that. And here is a change I've made since my last video. I planted 6 peppers here. I only got 2. One was over here and one was right here. I went ahead and picked that one up and replanted it and lined it up with this pepper so that I could use this space a little bit better. And if you notice, I moved these stepstones over just a little bit so that I was not so close to the corn when I would walk back here, because I kept brushing up against this corn, and this corn is already dealing with a little something. You see the bottom leaves are a little yellow, which is telling me that that's probably a nutrient deficiency. So I went ahead and fertilized them today, but I also just want to not disturb them as much. So I moved these steps over. There's a 3rd step up there, and I will move that when I harvest this garlic. This cabbage. This is a head cabbage, but it's so warm in the way that it's planted and everything. I don't think it's going to head up, but you can definitely eat the leaves. So I'm going to leave that there. When I pull it, then I'll move that other step over once. And so I'll just have the 2 peppers, which is fine. I may try to plant another one in a grow bag or something, but I have jalapeno and bell pepper in a grow bag as well. So we'll just see what happens there. I move these gladius bulbs. They were over here in the comfrey, and the comfrey, as you see, is expanding and it's really crowding them out. They didn't really have any room. They may have grown up and grown over the comfrey, but I just wasn't sure what was happening with the root and bulb system. So I went ahead and moved them. The comfrey is not happy, but I've learned that she pouts and then she bounces back. So I'm going to use those leaves in my compost because they're really good for compost. The ones that are dying, no big deal there. And my sweet potatoes are setting off slips. I'm getting more slips. I told you I would get more. If you just leave the sweet potato, and I like to kind of just lightly bury mine in the ground. I know people have different ways of doing it. Some people put theirs in water. People root theirs upside down. This is how I do mine. I just lightly bury them, and then when they're in the ground like this, when you pull them, they'll already have roots and you can put them directly into the soil. So yeah, just a little June update. I wanted to show you what's going on in the garden. I mentioned that I have a couple of challenges going. One of the challenges that I have is I want to eat something out of my garden every single day. So today I am not needing to harvest anything. I did pull a garlic bulb, but I have some frozen kale in the house that I'm going to make some smoothies with. And actually I'm going to pull some spinach. I'm going to harvest some spinach so that I can have spinach in my eggs in the morning. And I am going to really try to eat something out of this garden every day. Again, I'm making huge changes through my diet. Through small scale gardening, you don't have to have a lot. You don't have to grow a lot to eat what you grow and to know what you're putting into your body. So thank you for joining me on Of Land and Leaf. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're growing. Let me know what you think about what's happening in the garden. Like, I'm super excited. But leave a comment so that I can say hello. Talk soon. Happy gardening.